Hello, hello. It's 7 o'clock Thursday night, live at the Happy Business Club HQ. And we're doing another amazing mini masterclass for dream builders and world changers who are looking to build their resilience, because it's a hard world out there and it's hard work trying to build your dreams when things get thrown at you left, right, and center. So we need to be able to pick ourselves back up again. Now, this is a series of masterclasses. I'm coming on every week and I'm doing it because I think we need it. I think we need it. I think we need to get strong as fuck, and we need to be able to bounce back and move forward and actually hit our goals, create dreams, change the world, do these amazing things that we know we're capable of. So we've already done stuff about what we actually need to build resilience. Last week we did a little piece about what it means to be a hero. If you're jumping on, please say hi. I'll say hi back to you. And if you're watching it on replay, comment #replay, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, whatever you can do to help the algorithm and try and get it out to as many people as possible. That would be freaking awesome. And I will absolutely love you forever. So we've done all these things. Today is going to be about energy. And by energy, there's lots of different types of energy. By energy, I mean physical energy, the energy that you hold in your body. And the reason that I'm doing it is because it stands to reason that it's going to be one of the key components in building resilience. Now, why is this? Well, you as an individual are the creator of whatever your dream is, the mission that you're on. And if you're going to keep going, if you're going to keep going through hard times where everything sucks your energy away and takes it away, you're going to need to be able to replenish it. You're going to need to be able to bounce back from feeling like you're drained, like everybody needs a piece of you. You need to be able to keep going, because keeping going is the thing that's going to get you to where you need to go. And we need you to do that. We need you to build your dreams. It's lifting the mood of the planet. It's vitally, vitally important. Now, I mentioned earlier this week when I was telling everybody about this masterclass about the summer. I'm very sorry if you don't have school children, aged children that are on summer break now. In fact, I'm not sorry at all. You're one of the lucky ones. But right now, we're kind of looking at summer holidays. When we were kids, it was fine. It was great. We had a great time. These days, we're at the other side of it, and we can understand how our parents had to manage with it. But we're all kind of in the same boat. We've got kids. We need to make sure that they're cared for. Some of us have managed to plan it out, have kind of like worked it all out. Some of us are off on holiday with the kids. Some of us are half and half. Some of us are just winging it. Some of us have actually planned in childcare. And regardless of where we're at, the fact is, stuff happens. We don't know. We've always got kids pecking our heads, and if we're trying to do other things, our attention gets diverted. Stuff happens, and it can drain you. It can absolutely drain you. Just trying to keep your head on straight through these times, ready for when school goes back, and we can shove them back through the school gates and crack on with the business of running our businesses. You might not feel like that, but it does take a lot of energy. And this is not just during summer holidays, and it's not just around our kids. Everybody who's a heart-led business owner, who runs businesses, who runs their business and is working towards something really important to them, does get this quite a lot, because we have a lot to deal with. So we're already juggling all the balls. If you're the kind of person who is pretty much on their own, you don't really have the resources to delegate, you have to kind of do everything yourself, there's a lot of moving parts. And we have to put our energy into those moving parts, because if we didn't, no other bugger would do them. So we're doing the marketing, we're doing the admin, we're cooking the tea, we're organising the finances, we're getting the kids to school, we're putting out ads, we're making ourselves visible, we're doing the networking, we're doing all the things, all the hats, doing the tech, whatever it might be. And it takes a lot of energy. Now, if it takes our focus away from what is important in terms of self-care, that depletes us of energy as well, because we're not replenishing that energy. And this came to me right at the beginning of the Happy Business Club. It's one of the biggest reasons that I set up the Happy Business Club. I went with it. I decided on the Happy Business Club a few years now, and we're talking at least 3 years now. And one of the things that I realized, I mean, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to bring forward at that point. I was finding my feet through this journey of the Happy Business Club. But one of the things that I knew that I wanted to do was lead from the front in terms of finding out what makes us happy, what makes a business happy, and working through the issues that I had as well, so that I can start bringing these things to you as well. Now, the first thing that I did was decided that I was going to touch my toes. Way 3 years, way back when, I decided that I was going to touch my toes because I couldn't touch my toes at that point. I physically could not touch my toes. I was 40 odd years old. I was coming up towards my late 40s. Could not touch my toes. I was getting out of bed in the morning and I was uncreaking myself. You know, when you sit on the edge of the bed and you're like, I've just had 9 hours sleep. How the hell can I feel so tired and old and decrepit when I've just had all that sleep? I should be replenished by now, but the energy doesn't kick in till about 5 coffees later, and you know, you got to lunchtime and you ached and all that, perimenopause, all of that kind of stuff. And it's like, I don't want this anymore. I'd had a lifetime of being on the back foot with my energy. I'd always struggled with the concept of being able to manage my energy in such a way that I could bring the best of myself every single day. This is one of the key factors, bringing the best of yourself and your energy to your business every day. It's really mega important, especially when you're on your own, especially when you don't have a big team, especially when you're the creator of the dreams and the things that are going to change the world. It is so, so vital. And as I was growing up, I was always kind of like that kid. I was a big kid, and you know, I was always last in PE, and I was a trier. God knows I was a trier. I tried my very best, but my best wasn't even as good as the worst of some of the other kids. And I used to like to spend my time, rather than running around like an absolute maniac, I used to like to spend my time sitting, chilling. I like to read. I like to contemplate. I was a chilled out, what I call a chilled out panda. I wasn't a rocket head. I was a chilled out panda. I like to conserve my energy. I'd like my quiet time, my alone time. I was very much an introvert, but energetically, I was very much a self-contained little unit. And I think for the most part, it kind of put me on the back foot, because one of the things that I wanted to do was be vibrant, show the world who I was, be able to kind of sustain myself with a kind of energy that I needed to move myself forward. I didn't want to always feel like, oh my God, everything's an effort. Oh my God, I've got to do this. I really want to do it, but it takes a lot of energy just to get me going. I could never build that momentum. And I knew in my mind and my heart and my soul what that could be. I call it vibrant. I had this idea a few years ago that I wanted to be vibrant with energy. I wanted to come into a room and feel like I was part of the room. I wanted to be able to run up the stairs and not get out of puff and not run out of energy and still keep going towards the end of the day, not with lots of slumps and stuff. I know that it's not feasible like 24/7. Very few of us that can actually do that, because energy doesn't really work that way. It goes up and down, in and out, all around the flipping houses. But to be able to work towards that kind of idea of being vibrant was my ultimate goal. And I knew that that was going to be the key for me as an individual to unlocking the dreams and the path to the dreams that I had, in lifting the mood of the planet, in helping people like you to actually realize your dreams as well. So 13 days it took me to touch my toes. I was like, every single day, stretching, touching, and it took me ages to get anywhere near my toes. 13 days, can you imagine? 13 days it took me to get flexible enough to be able to touch my toes. And ever since then, I have been touching my toes every single day, just to prove that I can, and to make sure that I don't let go of that flexibility and that energy that I created. And that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. And what I went on to do after that was build on that, build on that, build on that, slowly but surely. It happened pretty fast, if I'm being honest. The feeling, the way that I felt, happened pretty fast. But it wasn't until about, I don't know, I must have been doing it about a year and a half, that all of a sudden things started to really change for me, and the way that I showed up for my business started to change. And it was coupled with lots of other things, belief and connection, things like that. So all of that fed into it. But the energy side of thing, it came and it never really went. And I am absolutely thankful that that's the case. I'm not daft enough to think that it's always going to be the case. But what it means is that if things happen for me that are not too great, that deplete me of my energy, I find it a lot easier to get back up again. And I have lots of things that I know work for me to get my energy back into gear. Now, the way that I did it, I created this kind of like layers of energy, this idea of building on the energy consistently and gradually and compounding that energy so that I can then use that energy to create more energy. Even when it drains me, I still got a little bit of energy in the bank. And the way that I like to look at it was the better than technique. So where I was when I was trying to touch my toes was I had to do better than nothing, because up until then my health was shot. I could have been 90. I could have been in a really bad state 90-year-old at that point in time. And it wasn't very good for anybody. It definitely wasn't good for me. So at that point in time, I was looking at my health. My health was really important at that time. That was the key to unlocking my energy as well. So I tried to do it in really tiny little ways. Better than nothing. Easy, consistent, tiny ways that were better than what I was already doing. And I kept that up, and I still do that to this day, 3 years later. And they're just simple things like box breathing to help improve my sleep, like using electrolytes and finding electrolytes to actually have with my water so that my water replenishes my body better. A focus on protein and fruit and vegetables. You know, the 5 a day thing. I take it to heart. I make it an aim and an intention every single day. Vitamins for the soul. I feed my brain with the amazing creativity and inspiration from lots of other people, because it matters to me, because that is the way that I bring the best of myself and ignite that spark to actually bring to my business. And you can actually do that too. So the better than nothing is where we start. And what I want you to do is, if you struggle with your energy on a day-to-day basis, if your energy goes here, there and everywhere, and self-care kind of takes a back seat, then I want you to start thinking about the tiny little things that you can do even if it's once a day, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's for 2 minutes, even if it's for 3 reps, whatever it might be, to honor yourself and give yourself that tiny little space to bring in these things. And there's loads of things that you can do. I mean, let's be honest, your health might be amazing, your energy might be amazing, but there's always things that you know that you can do. You know that you can do better. You know you can take a little bit of time to implement and gradually improve. So what could they be? Let's just focus on sleep, nourishment, movement, hydration, and the things that light you up. Those little things. If you could do 5, one of each, that'd be amazing. If you could just do one, even if it's vitamins for the soul, I would highly recommend like taking vitamins like you would do for your body. You take vitamin supplements. This little supplement is like happiness hacks that are great for the soul, that will actually energize you. Mark my words, you start on that journey, you track it, and I'll stick a tracker. I'll stick my old tracker in there. I will stick the tracker in the comments for you if you want to download it. Do that and see how that energy goes. That's better than nothing. There's literally the most commitment that you would need to actually get your energy going again. And once you're doing that, we need to move on to the level of better than usual. What do I mean by better than usual? Well, it doesn't mean doing more all the time. It means doing more as often as you can, energy permitting. So if you have the energy to do more, that is going to compound and give you more physical energy. So it might be that every day you do, I don't know, 3 yoga stretches every morning. It might be that you've been doing them for a while now and you're feeling a lot better about yourself. You're feeling more flexible. You're not having as much pain or headaches or whatever. And you feel pretty good. So you think, right, I'm going to go for a walk a couple of times a week. I can do it on this day when I've got a bit of time in the morning. I can do it on this day, take the dog for a walk. Or it could be something like, right, I'm going to drink a full bottle of water. I'm not very good at drinking water, but I can drink a little bit of water. I'm going to drink a full bottle of water every day or every other day. Whatever it is, it's that little bit of extra effort that you can then do that, again, the sum of it is greater is greater than the parts, and that makes a massive difference. And then the third layer, so we've got better than nothing, better than usual, and then the third layer that we've got on this better than technique, trust me, you're going to absolutely love it if you start doing this, is better than ever. Now, this is the thing that everybody goes to straight away. It's all or nothing. Right, I'm sick of it. I'm going on a diet. I'm not eating anything. No sweets, no carbs, no gluten, no dairy, no freaking nothing. I might as well just eat air. And what happens? That's level 10 shit. You're nowhere near there yet. You're at level 1. So what you doing? What are you doing trying to get to level 10 when you haven't even completed level 1? Let's start with the little things. If you're there, do that then. And I think, but that is going to be something that's done occasionally to really challenge you, to really push you. And it could be something like, I'm getting it going now. We're going on walks. I'm feeling better. I'm dropping a couple of pounds, maybe. Maybe I can just move better. Maybe I'm feeling more alive than I have done for a long time. I know what, I'll go and do a 5K. And you train for it, and you commit to it, and it's a one-off thing. It's not necessarily another thing, but it can lead on to other things. And this is how you create physical energy, which you will need to make sure that you're there as the biggest asset of your business and the biggest asset of your dreams and the driver of your dreams when you need it. Because believe me, shit happens. There's going to be things outside of your control that are going to be coming at you that can knock you off, that you're going to need to have to get back up from. And the more physical energy you have, the stronger you are in your body, the easier it's going to be. So 13 days, touch my toes, haven't looked back. And it's not just about that. It's also about things like managing your energy as well. So I'm going to tell you something that you might be able to relate to. Okay. So burnout. Who's ever had burnout? What we do, we're individuals who have to run big businesses, do big things. We put all this pressure on ourselves and we go, 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 go. We hustle. We work late into the night. We get pulled from pillar to post. Everybody wants a piece of us. We're giving it away. We're not taking any notice of what our body needs. And then all of a sudden we're going up on that roller coaster, and then we go, whoo, down into a ditch of burnout. It could take a couple of days to get out the other side. It could take a month. You might be feeling in a really bad place mentally. You might be feeling really bad physically, but it's not a great place to be. And it holds you back, and it takes a little while to get back to who you are. Now, if you're at that point, don't despair, because there's always things that you can do. And if you try to manage your energy better in terms of getting back to basics, start where you are, do what you can. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. And you actually start back from better than nothing and remember the things that actually work for you, then you can start rebuilding. And it doesn't take as long as it would have done the first time either. You can bring yourself out of that burnout, that roller coastering. And yeah, don't get me wrong, we're going to have bad days. We're going to have shit stuff happen to us, because shit balls happen. Things happen in life. Things happen in business. Our kid gets sick. It could be good stuff. It could be good stuff. We could get lots of extra clients all at once, and that's going to demand our energy. It's not all the bad stuff. We could find great opportunities that we want to jump all over. Are you ready for that with your energy? Have you put yourself in a position where you've got the verve and the vim and the vigor and the vibrancy to actually go and get that stuff? Because it's going to be there waiting for you, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen really quickly. So that is the key component. That is how you manage your energy levels. Just a really great way of thinking of it in layers, and actually giving yourself the respect of recognizing and noticing where you are at any given time, so that you can then provide yourself with what you need in terms of your physicality, in terms of your health, in terms of your energy. You deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. And you could end up in a position where you feel great about coming to work and doing the things, even the boring shit. And this is the thing, this is the hack that I want to tell you about as well, very quickly. There's this thing, well, you know, when you turn up for things, you can turn up for your business, and sometimes it's like the boring stuff that you've got to do. It's like, how am I going to do the boring stuff? But boring stuff is always going to be there. You know, the iceberg of life, at the top, you've got the exciting stuff. And anybody with ADHD or who's neurospicy knows that that's the thing that kind of keeps us going, and the things that we want to focus on. We don't want to focus on the boring stuff. Maybe the structure of things is a little bit harder for us to kind of create, because we're always about the variety and the excitement and the fun, and it's all brilliant. But the boring stuff is the stuff that we struggle with. So we end up procrastinating because we still got to do the boring stuff, and then we don't do the boring stuff, and we don't do the good stuff either. So why not put it together? Now, one of the things that I like to do is a thing called meh magic. And by boring stuff, I mean not just in your business, I mean in everyday life, like the washing up. Yeah, we had dinner, everybody's disappeared, not a soul to be seen. You're left holding the dishes and having to wash them up, and it's an absolute ball ache because you don't even just have to do it once a day. You have to do it 2-3 times a day, and it's one of those monotonous jobs. And it's like, oh my god, do I have to do it? I'm not going to leave it till tomorrow because I'm going to wake up and it's just everything's going to dry and it'll be crusty and it'll take forever to do it. And it's like, sometimes you do, sometimes you will do, but I think sometimes to actually bring a bit of that variety, a bit of that magic back to what you're doing, making it more exciting, more playful, more fun, more curious, putting a tune on, having a sing, having a dance, gamifying, giving yourself little challenges, seeing how you can actually do a little bit better. So going back to that better than, I bet you're already pretty good at that. So let's apply it to the things that are really boring. And all of a sudden, you've created a situation where you're bringing a different kind of energy. Things feel better, things feel easier, and you can do more. And sometimes just bring the energy before you even get there. Get yourself in a really good state. Get yourself in a really good motivational state. Speak to people, celebrate with people, celebrate wins. Dance, sing, do the thing that you need to do. Bring down your system so that your nervous system's regulated and you're in a really good space before you do the things. If you do it from a place where you absolutely hate the stuff and it's such a chore, then it's really going to feel like a chore. So meh magic. I want you to find out if meh magic is something that you can do. If it is, hit me up. Absolutely let me know. If nothing else, please have a look at your energy levels. Is there something that you can do to just improve a tiny little bit? How long can you do it for? I've done it for 3 years. I've done several things for 3 years and I do them to this very day, so much so it's absolutely ingrained and it makes the biggest difference. And you will see if you carry on doing it. It's got to be small and it's got to be easy. You've got to be able to do it. You've got to be able to do it, and you've got to be able to do it every day. Have a go. Have a go at those things. What tiny little things can you take back for yourself to do and get your energy levels up? Because we need those energy levels. And I tell you what we need the energy levels for. We need the energy levels for you coming to the Dream Builders and World Changers. You might not know about it, so I thought I might just tell you, squeeze it in a little bit at the end here. We're having a day of working on our resilience, finding out what works for us in terms of building resilience. I've got expert speakers coming in talking about failure, talking about money, talking about vibrancy and vitality. We're going to talk about connection. We're going to have some fun. We're going to play some games. We're going to eat some cake. We're going to have the best freaking time of your life. And you will walk away a changed person. You will walk away with 1,000,001 ideas that you can take on board for your own mission, for your own dreams, and for you to go and change the world. And I want everybody in that room to go and start doing the things and changing the world. So if you're up for that, I'll drop the link below. Don't forget, I'm going to stick the tracker in there as well. And next week, we'll be looking at why it's important to have fun in your business. I mentioned it just now, but we're going to go into greater detail why fun is a business value. I'm not the only one, thank goodness, that thinks that, but I'm going to give you some really compelling reasons why we need to bring a bit of fun and how we can actually do that. So I shall see you next week, 7 o'clock, Thursday, the Happy Business Club Facebook page. Don't forget to send me a little heart and a replay if you've watched this back. I'll see you soon. Love you.